Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchak, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barak Thumb. All right. So I'm just get straight into it, man. I was listening to this this video from the beloved elder Watazak out of California, you know, I just wanted to do a quick land back, all right, and showcase this video that he's sharing right here. Okay, get some precepts, you know, because we're entering into these times. All right, this is Jacob's trouble that we entered into. Okay, we're in the beginning stage of the beginning stages of this. All right, and you know, when you sit back and you think about these movies, all right, these movies that they've shown you, specifically in regards to the Purge movies. All right, when you look at the movie, the first Purge movie, you know what I'm saying? You look at the original movie, then you look at the movie the movie Purge, election year, Purge, Anarchy, the first Purge, and then you know, you look at the Purge, you know, the Forever Purge. All right. Those movies are dealing with Jake, man. All right, it's dealing with you northern tribes, of you so-called Negroes, excuse me, of you so-called Latinos and Native Indians, Hispanics. All right, you of the northern tribes, and then of the southern tribes, you Negroes. You see what I'm saying? You so-called Negroes of the southern tribes. You make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and those that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, whose lineage goes back to these people through their fathers. All right. So let me get this. All right. So for those of you who may not know, all right, the 12 tribes of Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, Hispanics, and Seminole Indians. All right. As you can see illustrated here. Okay. Explained here, this is a 12 tribes chart. All right, from Judah to Benjamin to Levi, these would consist of the southern tribes of the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called Negroes, all right, West Indies, and Haitians. Okay, that's what makes up the three tribes of the southern kingdom. Okay, of the northern tribes consists of the so-called Latino tribes, all right, Hispanics, Seminole Indians, Native Indians. All right, you can look through all of this, man. All right, Simeon, Dominicans, Zebulun, Guatemalans to the Panamanians. Ephraim is the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh is the Cubans. Gad is the North American Indians. Reuben, the Seminole Indians. Naphtali is the Argentinians to the Chileans. Asher is the Colombians to the Uruguayans. And the Issachars, the so-called Mexicans. You see what I'm saying? You consist of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right. And again, when you look at those movies, all right, go in here real quick. Right. So when you look at those movies from the Purge series, you know what I'm saying? They're all excellent movies, you know what I'm saying? And they depict very well what's to expect in the times of Jacob's trouble. All right. And like I said, we have entered into the beginning stage of this. Very soon we're about to see, all right, Jacob's trouble really ramp up. Okay? As we're seeing World War III coming closer, just know that Jacob's trouble is even closer than that. You see what I'm saying? According to prophecy, Jacob's trouble will take place before World War III reaches its conclusion. Okay? So let's go back to the video from Elder Mawatazak. Bear with me. All right, let's check this out.
From Democracy Now! And this is 2nd Ezra 16 coming to pass right up under the nose of you people, all right? Because it's not being broadcast on CNN, Fox, all these other mainstream news outlets. People don't think that these things are happening, all right? See, right now they're happening under the radar, so to speak. You got to be in the know to know what's going on and what's happening. But pretty soon they're going to escalate to where there will be no hiding it. There will be no under the radar, all right? We are here in the time of Jacob's trouble, all right? This is just the threshold of it, okay? Because Jacob is the target. And in this case, we're talking about the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latino tribes, okay? So let's listen to this.
And before I continue on, we warned you of this, man. We warned you, you Southern tribes, okay? Stop laughing at what's happening to the Northern tribes. Just because y'all got beef with these so-called Latinos and Hispanics, and even some of the Native Indians, you know what I'm saying? Which I and the beloved Elder Mawatazak come from the same tribe. You see what I'm saying? We come from the so-called Native Indians. You see, so we are Gadites. Okay? All that beef that you got with the Northern tribes, man, that shit need to stop, bro. You need to stop that shit. All right? Squash the fuck out of that. Like the scriptures say, in the last days, okay, the Lord was going to bring both of these tribes together, okay, because we were oppressed together, right? Real quick, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. It reads, "Thus saith the Lord, power of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." You see what I'm saying? This thing is coming, man. All right, verse 34. Okay, verse 34. Right here, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. This is what's coming. Our Lord, our Redeemer is coming for us. You see what I'm saying? The elect of the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? All right, because we've been oppressed together, man. Stop acting like we haven't been that way. Stop acting like it hasn't been going down on both spectrums. You see what I'm saying? All right, the so-called Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they was hanged, all right, just as much as you niggas, man. So quit playing. Quit playing. You see what I'm saying? Just because they skin is lighter. Stop playing that game, man. All right? Your lineage all goes back to the house of Jacob. Okay? This whole animosity between the two kingdoms have been this way for a long time, ever since King Solomon had died. You see what I'm saying? Ever since the death of King Solomon, the united kingdom of Israel had split into two kingdoms. You see what I'm saying? Under the control of Rehoboam and Jeroboam. You see? And ever since then, we've never been on 100% terms with each other. All right? But the Lord is bringing these tribes back together in these last days. So let me read this again. Jeremiah 50 and 34. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. Yahweh Tazabawath. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. You see what I'm saying? All hell's about to break loose on Babylon for the sake of the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? For the sake of the Israelites. You go to the book of Joel, man. Tells you straight up. All right? The whole premise of this world war that the Lord is gathering all these nations together is all for the sake of who? It's for the sake of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, you speckled birds that scattered around the entire world. You see what I'm saying? Whose lineage goes back to these people through the house of your fathers, man. You see what I'm saying? Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for who? For my people. Stop trying to add all these other nations into this. It's not about them. It never was. It's always been about you Israelites, man. You see what I'm saying? And will plead with them there. He's going to plead with them in Megiddo, in the valley of Jehoshaphat. You see what I'm saying? Over there in the so-called Middle East, when they're all gathered there, all right, and they're fighting in the midst of this world war, the Lord is going to handle their ass. You see what I'm saying? For the sake of his people. Said, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You see what I'm saying? All you Jakes have been scattered throughout the entire world, man. You see what I'm saying? You got Israelites over in London, Israelites over in the Philippines, Israelites over in Holland and Germany, Israelites all the way over in fucking Japan and China. You see what I'm saying? All around the world, in the Arab nations. Y'all have been scattered to these other lands, and you even look like these heathen. You even look like them. You see what I'm saying? Jacob's trouble is everybody's trouble. Why? Is because Israelites are scattered in all these nations. So let's continue.
And of course, we're going to marry it right with the Holy Scriptures.
Democracy depends on a free press. Please support our independent journalism at democracynow.org/give. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. We look now how protests against immigration raids and arrests are continuing around the country. In Milford, Massachusetts this weekend, students walked out of school Monday to show support for Marcelo Gomes da Silva, an 18-year-old high school honors student detained Saturday by ICE agents in 3 unmarked vehicles as he drove his volleyball teammates to practice at 7:45 in the morning. Marcelo was born in Brazil, had lived in the Milford area since he was 5 years old. He was also a member of the school band and was scheduled to perform the next day at the school's graduation ceremony. So on Sunday, many students marched in their gowns from their graduation to join hundreds of others at a protest outside Milford's town hall. That's Massachusetts. Let's go across the country.
Now, what we're witnessing is Edomite supremacy being established, all right? And then these regular Edomites that are out here call themselves supporting, that's going to last for, we'll see how long that lasts, all right? Because marching, walking out, signs, megaphones, and all that, they still making moves, all right? As you just heard that explanation of the Latino young man who was basically kidnapped by ICE, all right? Now she said we're going to move across the country, which is down in San Diego. This is the main reason I'm doing this video for this story here that's coming up.
Entry now to San Diego, where outrage is growing after 20 armed and masked ICE agents in full tactical gear raided a popular Italian restaurant Friday. The agents
armed in masks. Why are they wearing masks? All right, and these are all Idumeans, Edomites. All right, these could be a part of those federal agents, the task force that Kash Patel said he was going to disperse throughout all of the U.S. All right, they're wearing masks, man. All right,
And don't forget, that many of these so-called agents are not ICE at all. They're just a bunch of vigilantes, you know what I'm saying, that put on tactical gear. Okay, that's a lot of these jokers. That's why they That's why they put masks on their face. You see what I'm saying? They put masks on their faces. You see what I'm saying? No badges being shown or nothing. All right. A lot of these jokers are nothing more than a bunch of run of the mill Edomites. You know what I'm saying? That deputize themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they're just going around kidnapping Jake. You see what I'm saying? And doing God knows what's going on with them. You see what I'm saying? So y'all need to stay prayed up, man. Y'all need to stay prayed up. All right? Prayed up for real. Turn back to the Lord, man. Turn back to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, because time is running out for you.
when does any type of law enforcement engage in arrests, all right, to where they don't show their faces, all right? And I'm sure they're not giving out any badge numbers or anything of that nature, all right? Now, this was a restaurant in San Diego, an Italian restaurant at that, where they arrested the staff. And you know who the staff was. The cooks, the waiters, the waitresses, the dishwashers, all right? These are the Latin tribes, all right, that predominantly work in that industry, all right?
And also keep in mind that many of these Italians, all right, are Israelites, man. Keep in mind that many of these Italians are Israelites, them Sicilians, man. They're Israelites. See what I'm saying? A large proportion of them.
The cooks, all right, you go to any restaurant, and it could be a Chinese restaurant. The Chinese man or woman, they work in the register, you know, the front. In the back, you got the Latin tribes cooking, okay? You got the Latin woman serving. You got the Latin young man bussing tables and washing dishes. All right? We all know this. And so does this administration. So now they're targeting these different restaurants, which this restaurant is a popular one in San Diego. All right? Where they conducted this raid, fully armed. All right? And they use flash grenades.
Handcuffed the staff, demanded IDs, arrested 4 workers. Local residents reacted angrily to the raid, attempted to block ICE vehicles from leaving the scene. ICE agents responded by throwing flashbang smoke grenades at the crowd. Just 2 examples of communities.
Look at that. This is a war against you tribes. You don't understand what's going on? Look at how they're dressed. Look at the apparel. All right, you would think that they are somewhere conducting a war in a third world country or in the Middle East somewhere. This is right here in San Diego, Southern California. All right, not here, but this is Southern California, San Diego. All right, and then you got these Edomites. Like I said, they out there in defense of the Latin tribes. Because these Edomites that wanted DJT up in there, they're seeing that they've been bamboozled and hoodwinked. All right? And protesting and all that ain't going to stop nothing. What they do to disperse the crowd? They sent in flashbangs, grenades, all right, to get everybody out the way while they conducted their mission. See, it's going to continue to go under the radar, where only ones that are that report on these things are people who there with cameras and these independent media outlets as Democracy Now!
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I want to share, what I'm saying, from the beloved elder Mawatazak. Okay. Let's go to Ezekiel. All right, because we've been warning you. Okay, we've been warning you. And a lot of these jokers out here, man, these scoffers, all right, these mockers, all they kept saying was, hey, man, that's been happening. Y'all been saying this. Y'all been talking about this. You know what I'm saying? It never happens. All right. Well, now it's happening. Now it's happening. This is Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 21. It reads, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged, and every vision or prophecy faileth? Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, now no 30 years down the line, not 985 years down the line, is now. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith the Lord power. You see what I'm saying? This is that time, man. Verse 26, again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesieth of times that are far off. No, that's not going to happen in my time. That's going to happen in my grandkids' time or my great grandkids' time. No, it's not. No, it's not. The prophets are on the scene now. You see what I'm saying? And when the prophets are on the scene, that means that the Lord is about to send the judgment. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is about to send the judgment. The Lord's word has gone out. Therefore, now that it's spoken, the plagues are being sent. And they're not turning back. You see what I'm saying? They're not turning back. So like the elder says, you know what I'm saying, as his lesson reads, the title of his lesson is happening and will continue to increase. 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and chapter 16 that's playing out right now. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this has been your brother's Zakariah Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tribes of Israel. Shabbat Shalom.